There is only one perfect solution. There are clues that will try to trick our team.
Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and today we are taking a look at the stare. So this module will have a specific color of an eye and it'll have an eye, either open or closed. So what we must recognize is what type it is, what background it is, and what color it is. So for the types, an eye can either be normal, as seen on the image at the top right, special has an additional circle around its pupil, or small, it looks normal, but it is noticeably smaller. So in this case, normally the eye closed would only have this singular line here. So this additional pupil means that it is a special. So this is our type. If I can type, is a special. Now the state of the eye is closed right now. The color of it is yellow. Thankfully, I have colorblind mode to demonstrate that it is yellow. There are a couple of cases, being the red and the burgundy, that are really close to each other, but they're relatively distinct. Burgundy is sort of like a darker, like a darker color, red. But yeah. Next up will be our background that we need to figure out. An eye can either also be plain, as a plain background, warped in sort of a chaotic background, or rift, a background with a lighter center. In this case, it's just a normal background. So in this case, we are looking at a background of plain. So now what we're going to do is we're trying to determine the desired state. And what we must do is we must figure out whether we need to open or close it and submit it as such. So what we must do, we must look at the yellow or purple rule for these colors. Do the following steps for each type. If there's more of one of the colors, leave only that color open. That is true because we only have one yellow and no others. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this eye and then submit it. Now, let me point this out, that if the rule states that you should open the eye, but don't state when you should close it, then you should close the eye when you shouldn't open it, and vice versa. So it's also important to note that if you happen to be on the specific state, like say if I needed to close the eye and the eye is already closed, I have to toggle this module twice. So I have to open the eye and close the eye again. So, but in this case, we're trying to leave that eye opened. So let's get this eye open. So to figure out how this thing works and when we can press this module to open the eye, as the entire module is selectable, there are specific time conditions of when we can and can't press it. And what we must do is the eye's state must safely be altered if and only if there is an odd amount of digits where the condition is true on the timer. If the timer is below 1 minute, the time will be calculated in this manner: 0, 0, and then, like, say, for example, 36. We would use that example. Because once the timer starts counting down, when it gets to that last minute, it'll be something like 36 point or 12 or something like that. But instead, you want to calculate it with the 2 zeros in the front. So what we must go through is these conditions and check off which seconds digits are true and which ones are false. So the eye is open. It is not in this case. The eye is unique in its color. It is, because that's the only one we're looking at. There are exactly 2 even digits in the serial number. No, there's a 3 and a 0. There are at least 3 different colored eyes on the bomb. The eye is neither normal nor plain. No, that is not true. We have plain, so... the number of disarm modules is evenly divisible by 5. 0 is divisible by 5, it's just divisible by 0. So, that is true. The eye's color starts with the letter G. It is a yellow, so no. The eye is small, X or neither red nor burgundy. The eye is not small, but it is neither red nor burgundy, so that is true. There are exactly 8 eyes on the bomb. No, there are not. None of the previous conditions apply. No. So the time conditions where the condition is true is going to be 1, 5, and 7. And what we must do is we must press a time when the digits in the countdown timer that are true are odd. So in this case, let's try 54, 46, for example. So in this case, we have 1, 5, and 7 being our true conditions. We only have 1, 5, and we have none of the other digits. So in this case, we can press it then. So at 54, 46, let's press it. Now, notice how I didn't solve it yet. Notice how it didn't solve yet. What happens is that we must press the I again to solve it afterwards once it's in the correct state. So, and to determine if the I is correct, we simply press it. And just like that is a solved module. So that's how you do that, but I want to explain what happens when you have multiple I's in this on a bomb, because this is where things sort of get interesting. So let's take a look. Let's pop up like 7 of them, just to see what happens. Maybe 8, just to get that one condition. So let's pop up 8 stairs. Just make sure I'm recording. Yep. So here's the part where things get interesting. So what happens is that pressing an I after all I's have been put into the desired state will confirm the I state and will not alter it. So once we're at that final position, I want them all to be on the timer side. Let me get that fixed actually. But what happens is that if we're attempting to alter an I state in an invalid time, so say for example if I had if I did 54, 47, and I had 1, 5, and 7 being integer conditions, there would be 2 of them, a 5 and a 7, so that would be even in this case, which is not what we wanted. What's important to do is, if I can find the explanation for it, let's get a let's get 31 casing. Make sure that they're all front side. Front face only. But what we must do is each of these modules will have an eye on it to disarm them, put all of their eyes into the desired state, then confirm the state for each eye. So what we have to do is essentially we cannot interact with the we cannot solve the module until all eyes have been put into their correct state. So here's where things get interesting. So we have a white right here. So this is a white. After all non-white eyes are set, open the white eyes if there are more closed non-white eyes of that type. So after all of them have been set, so this will be the last one that we actually set. We will open the white eyes if there are more closed non-white eyes of that type. So we'll come back to that later. We have 2 golds. Let's take care of these 2 guys. Open the eye if the total amount of eyes on the bomb is less than the initial number of minutes. That is true. However, if the eye is small, it is not in this case. This eye is, however. If the eye is small, do the opposite. So what we want to do is we want to set this one to open, and we want to set the other gold to closed. So what this means is that we're going to essentially be toggling both of them back and forth. And this is where this pops up. The eye is currently open right now, and this is the one we're going to be opening right now. What we must do is we must go to closed, then back to open. So we must toggle them twice. So looking at the time conditions, we must open the eye, because the eye is open. The eye is not unique in its color. There is another gold. Exactly 2 even digits in the serial number? No, there is not. At least 3 different colored eyes on the bomb. That is true. The eye is neither normal nor plain. Nope, that's not true. The number of disarm modules is evenly divisible by 5. This is true in this case. The eye's color starts with the letter G. The eye is small, X, or neither red nor burgundy. That is true. And there are exactly 8 eyes on the bomb. So these are the conditions that we must look out for. So we can do perhaps a 5, 7, 5, 2. That works. And we can do perhaps a 5, 7. Now that the eye is closed, we can remove that. Let's do a 5, 7, or let's do a 5, 5732. Let's do 5732. The eye is now set, so we leave this one alone. So now let's work with this one. So let's set it to closed. So let's do this. The eye is not open, but it's exactly the same thing. The eye is small, but it's not an XOR in this case, because that would not apply. So it is evenly divisible by 5. Letter starts with G. Neither normal nor plane. No, that is not true. So this is the numbers we're working with here. We can do 5, 6, 5, 4. That'll work. Then we can do 5, 2. And now that eye is set. So both of our gold eyes are set. Next up, let's work with purple. In this case, if there is more than one color between yellow and purple, in this case there is. There's only 2 purples on here and no other yellows. So we're going to leave this color open. So we're going to get both of these purples open. So we only have to interact with them once. That's perfect. However, if there is a tie for both of those, and there are more letters from the word prospect than the word Durs on the indicators, open only the yellow eyes. If there's a tie, but there's more words in Durs than prospect on the indicators, open only the purple eyes. If there is a tie, both color-wise and letter-wise, open both yellow and purple eyes. So in this case, if you happen to pop up with one of these tie cases, you would open the purple eye or the yellow eye and do the vice versa for the other one. But in this case, we're opening both of these purple ones. So we're going to open both. The eye is not open. The eye is unique in its color. It is not. Exactly to even. Nope. 3 different colored. Yes. Neither normal nor plane. The eye is normal because it doesn't have the little pupil in the background, and it's not small. It is. We haven't solved anything yet, so it is divisible by 5. It does not start with a G. It is small. It is not small. Both of them are not small. Neither red nor burgundy. That is true. And there are exactly 8. So 3, 5, 7, 8 for purples. We can do 2 5s and then a 1 3. That'll work. Let's do the same thing for this one because they're both the same. 5 5. Let's do 5 5 5. That'll work. So now our purples are set. So our purples and our golds are set. Let's work on green. Let's do green. Green's a nice and simple one. Now here's where some interesting calculations come in. Open the eye if the amount of non-needy modules on the bomb is evenly divisible by x, where x is 3 for plane, 5 for warped, and 7 for rifted. So if the background of this module is, in this case, this one is a chaotic background, and this one is a rifted, I believe. Yeah, rifted is the lighter center, as you can see here. This one is the warped background, as they call it. So, open the eye if the amount of non-needy modules on the bomb is evenly divisible by x, where x is 3 for plane, 5 for warped. 8 is not divisible by 5, so in this case, we are going to be closing it. So we're going to need to toggle this, toggle the LED open and off, open and closed. So the eye is not open, it is unique in its color. So 1 applies. Exactly 2 even, nope. At least we're different, yep. Neither normal nor plane, that is true, because it is a special eye, and it is a warped background. The eye's color does start with G, we are divisible by 5. It is small, X or neither red nor burgundy, that is true, and there are exactly 8. So lots of timing conditions here. 5, 3, 3, 0. That'll work. So now the eye is open. Let's do 5, 3, let's do 5, 3, 1, 9. I just missed it. 5, 3, 1, 2 will work. The eye closes again. So next up, let's do a turquoise, and then burgundy, and then we'll focus on white. White will always be the last one we'll work with here. In this case, open the eyes. Open the eye if it's unique in either its type or its background, X, or there is an even amount of letters from the word turquoise in the serial number. So is it unique in its type or background? Well, no, it's not, because there is a normal eye, and there is also just a plain background. So it is not unique. XOR, there is an even amount of letters from the word turquoise in the serial number. Whiskey is not in turquoise. India is. Delta, no. And X-ray, no. So turquoise needs to be closed because there is not an even amount of letters, nor is it unique in its type or background. So let's close it. Okay, so the eye is open. The eye is unique in its color. Aren't exactly two even. There are at least three different. It's neither normal nor plain. That is not true. It does not start with the letter G. It's small, X, or neither red nor burgundy. That is still true. So these are the numbers we're working with. 5, 1. We could do 5, 1. And let's do another digit. So we could do 5, 1, 4, 1, 4, 0. That'll work. So now the turquoise eye is set. Let's do the burgundy rule. And this module. Open the eye if there is another eye with the same type or background combo, or the eye is unique in both its type and background. So, do we have a same combination of the same type or background? Yes, green has the exact same type and background. It's both special and a warped background. So both of these are the exact same type and background combo. So burgundy will be open. So we have to toggle this back and forth. So the eye is open. It is unique in its color. We've already gone over that rule. At least 3 different colored eyes in the bomb. Yes. The eye is neither normal nor plain. That is true. We're still evenly divisible by 5. The eye color starts with G. No. It is small, X, or neither red nor burgundy. That is not true. It is not small, and it is burgundy, so that is not true. And there are exactly 8. So let's do 5, 0, 3, 2. Now the eye is no longer open. So let's do a 5, 5, 2, 2. Okay, and now, taking a look at everything else that's been set up, we'll take a look at the white setting. After all non-white eyes are set, open the white eyes if there are more closed non-white eyes of that type. So if more eyes are closed, in this case that's not true, we would open the white eyes. However, we're going to close the white eye. So now, the eye is unique in its color, the eye is not open, the eye is neither normal nor plain. That is true. It is evenly divisible by 5. It doesn't start with G. It's small, but it's neither red nor burgundy. That is both true. And if you didn't know XOR, XOR is only if one are true, but not both. So in this case, that is not true. And exactly 8 in the 8 eyes in the bomb. So let's go for 49, 11. 49, 11. Let's go for that. Or 49, 1, 5, or 1, 8. Now the eye is open. Let's go 4, 9, 1, 0. Wrap it up. And just like that, oh, it was actually open. After all non-white eyes are set, open the white eyes if there are more closed non-white eyes of that type. I guess so, yeah. So now that we're done with everything, as you can see, that module did solve. So now all we have to do is press the modules again, and all of them will begin to solve. So that means all of our eyes were correct, and just like that is a solved bomb. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.